Tonight, another Tunes at Twilight in Cape Girardeau. Tonight's featured artist is Walter Parks. The concert kicks off at 6:30 this evening, so grab a chair, picnic blanket, and enjoy the music. Zimzala Vibes will be on hand for the delicious food. So, of course, this morning, let's welcome Walter Parks on The Breakfast Show, too. You're the featured artist for tonight. So tell us a little bit about yourself. Who are you?
I originally came from Jacksonville, Florida, and I came to Missouri. I married a Missouri woman 20 years ago, so I've been coming around here for a long time. And I toured the world with Richie Havens, who was the first performer at Woodstock. And I just basically take historic American music and make it contemporary and give it new life.
That's super neat. And so, have you been in the Cape Girardeau area before, or is this your first time?
No, I've played around here. I played around this area before I even lived in Missouri. So,
oh wow, okay, so you're familiar with the area. This isn't anything new for you.
No, and even in southern Missouri, I helped to do a soundtrack, a little town called Annapolis.
I don't think I've heard of it.
It's just way in the middle of nowhere, and I did a soundtrack called Under the Grove, and so I've been coming around here quite a bit.
That is super neat. And so when did your journey with music really start?
That's a great question. When I grew up, I'm 65 years old, so when I was a kid, that was the Woodstock era.
Yeah.
And I was expected to play, hippie music and that sort of thing, but I was playing viola in classical music. So. And to keep myself from getting beat up, I switched over to electric guitar. But that's when orchestras were in public schools and so on. It was a different time. So that's when the journey started. And I loved the guitar, picked up the guitar about then, and I've been playing ever since.
That's amazing. And so is this a full-time job for you? Are you always, out doing music gigs and things of that nature?
Yeah, I moved, first of all, from Jacksonville, Florida, which is where I grew up, to New York City.
Wow.
And so I spent most of my adult life in New York. And it is a full-time thing.
That's incredible.
I've managed all these years to travel the world. I've played in Carnegie Hall a couple of times, Madison Square Garden, and so I've made a living of it. It's up and down, Elena. It's not a steady gig, so to speak.
Right.
But,
I mean, I could imagine, as an artist, we all go through those ebbs and flows, and being a musician, you probably experience that just as much. But would you change anything about the journey that you have been on? I could imagine that it's probably a pretty incredible one, being able to see the whole world.
Well, I think if I could change anything, it would be not so much. When I was younger, I was taught you've got to have a plan B.
Right.
You've got to have a fallback plan. So what happens there is that you're just betting against yourself.
Right.
If I had to go slide my timeline back, I would just go into what I wanted to do with tremendous dedication and ferocity, because you're leaving yourself no way out except to succeed.
Right. And
you believe in yourself. And it's actually a faith in your resources and everything that you've been, essentially the gifts you've been given.
Yeah.
So it's a bravery in a sense.
That's amazing. And so for people who might be heading downtown and maybe they've never been to Tunes at Twilight, how would you persuade them to come out and hear you tonight?
Well, I am very proud of American music, American historic music, and I think if you're interested in the marvelous country that we live in, come out and celebrate some of the old hollers that I'm going to be singing, Okefenokee Swamp hollers, some of the hymns, some of the music that came from the old spirituals days. And then listen to some of my versions of Woodstock songs and my original music. August is the month, the anniversary month of the Woodstock Festival. This is the 55th anniversary. So because I played with the man who started the Woodstock Festival, I will also be playing a couple of those songs as well.
That is super awesome. And you are also going to give us a little bit of a preview of what people can expect to hear from you tonight. So you guys will want to stay tuned for that. But also I just want to mention, because unfortunately we haven't had rain in so long, and of course Tunes at Twilight, the night that you're here, we may get some rain. So I do want to point out that Gospel Life Church at 817 Broadway Street in Cape Girardeau is the rainout location. So Tunes at Twilight will still go on. It will just be indoors so that nobody gets wet. But stick with us. We are going to hear from Walter in a little bit to give us a little bit of a preview. So we'll be back here in just a few.